Yo, it is your reigning, defending, undisputed People's Champion, your VTuber wrestler, Dojan Vaughn. And quite frankly, we're here with a little bit of a different video today. Quite frankly, I wanted to go ahead and check back on my predicting the next WWE Champions video, which this was posted right after Money in the Bank, if memory serves me correctly. I wanted to see how accurate I was when it came to who is and who is no longer champion. That being said, most likely tomorrow your boy will be uploading an update for this, so hey, why not go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and join us for that. And on top of that, peep your boy over on the Twitch. Sometimes I go ahead and record some of these videos over there. Not to mention we got ourselves our own community wrestling series popping up over there. So yeah. Anyways, on with the video. Let's get to it and see how accurate I was. The biggest came and gone, and it's time once again to try and predict who is going to be the next of every single current WWE champion. And as usual, before we get into the video, hey, if you like wrestling, just like I said, why don't you go on ahead and like, comment, subscribe. You should. Boy over on the Twitch, we're trying to make our way to 300 followers over there. And that is on top of that, we are subscribe. We are getting closer and closer. That being said, I do have a little special side thing for those that are over on the Twitch. Whenever we hit 275, a little something, a little tiny something. But anyways, let me skip past the intro and let's get straight into the video with the first set of champions, the Women's Tag Team Champions. So we have the World Tag Team Champions for the Women's Division, and I'll be real, these have kind of fallen off ever since Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair lost them. Still have. As I said, should have kept them on Jade and Bianca. But alas, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, if I were to make a guess as to who is going to take the titles off of them, I'd have to wonder and say the latest addition to Monday Night Raw, the faction of Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Starks. I don't feel 100% like this is the case scenario. It could very well be, and I'm gonna save who I think will be the next tag team champions because I've slightly changed my opinion. That being said, hey, you could go ahead and have what I said here come to the truth, come to be reality, and you can go ahead and have, I don't remember what the faction name is for Sonya Deville's stable, but have them feud with a babyface-ified Damage Control for the tag team titles. You can have a proper tag team versus tag team, or faction versus faction feud for the women's division. Something these titles have very rarely gotten themselves involved with. They're going to go ahead and win the titles. Probably Shayna, you know what? No, and Zoe, never mind, as a tag team. And hopefully we keep the momentum that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair had, pick it back up and keep it going for the women's tag team titles, because unfortunately with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the titles went from being on the pay-per-view to not. And I can tell you the same is probably going to be the case if we were to go on and continue this reign for Summerslam and beyond. Sadly, they were not on Summerslam, not even on the pre-show. So you weren't wrong. Kind of feels like the reality we are in. And it's not on Alba Fire or Isla Dawn. It's not on the champions. But yeah, in terms of the next champions, I see it 100%. Maybe not 100%, no. But most likely being Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I'll be real, there's 3 sets of people that very well, and this will mean I'm very curious to see what I said here, because these titles have changed hands. But I'm very curious to see what I said here. But that being said, there's 3 major candidates, and that is Zoe and Shayna, Damage Control, and option 3, which I'm gonna save for tomorrow's video. But let's get back into this. Am I going to accurately predict this? I don't feel like I will. The tag team division on SmackDown doesn't feel as notable as it used to be. Still doesn't. So it becomes harder and harder to think of teams to take the titles off of DIY. Grayson Waller and Austin 3 most likely are going to be breaking up before we even reach SummerSlam. DIY that was wrong, because they're, for some reason, still a team. I don't know why, but they're still a team. Why WWE? You know what? No, let me not say why, because they got something planned. And I know it's going to be something good, but still, I'm surprised it's taken them as long as it has, to a degree. I'm probably not losing those titles anytime soon, at least I can think off the top of my head. What'd I say? Probably not losing those titles anytime soon. At least I can think. That aged like rotten fucking milk. That aged very horribly. GG's to the Temu bloodline, but God, that was, I could not have been more wrong. Off the top of my head, but if I were to say anyone, I'd have to wander guess and say perhaps the bloodline will be the ones to take the titles off of them. Specifically, Tamatama.
Well,
and
actually, no.
Yeah.
I was somewhat right. I was not right with how long it would take until the titles changed hands, and I was not right with specifically who it would be, because unless they decide to freebird rule it, which I guess it would still count. But I was right that it was going to be the new bloodline. So there is a point on for me. There's a point for me.
I really cannot think of that many tag teams.
You're right.
Division over on SmackDown.
You're right.
Maybe I'll be right. Maybe I'll be wrong.
You were.
Why don't you go ahead and comment down below who you think is going to take the titles off of DIY, as well as the rest of the champions. The video: Finn Balor and JD McDonough winning the tag titles off of the Awesome Truth with aid of Liv Morgan. There's two options I could see us going forward.
But you got the ban.
A, it being Alpha Academy or the Creed brothers. And you know what? I'm gonna lean a little bit more towards the Creed brothers.
I could think of a third option, not to say it is a better option, because you know what? I keep on nearly saying who my picks are for each and every single champion to potentially be. But those two are still valid options, and I would like to see a Creed brothers versus Alpha Academy feud. It would be decently interesting. That being said, I don't know. I do feel like there's a chance that the titles will change hands sooner rather than later, and it will be because of Damian Priest costing them the belts. I don't know. Could be right, could be wrong.
Have an Alpha Academy Creed Brothers rivalry, and perhaps the Creed Brothers lose it to Alpha Academy with aid of the Wyatt Six. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Wyatt Six themselves, but I'm
and that is the other option.
On the Creed Brothers. Liv Morgan in the World Championship. It's a simple answer. It's going to be Rhea Ripley.
And it still is.
Since Rhea Ripley returned on yesterday's Monday Night Raw,
still is 100% my choice.
To be the Eradicator. But
did I predict it?
Going to happen at Summerslam though.
No.
With how Triple H, I do.
W Doshan. W Doshan. W Doshan.
I can see at SummerSlam they had their first match, and Rhea Ripley screwed out of the title by Dirty Dom. But at the end of the day, it's still
yep.
Who takes the title.
Got it too. Got that bonus point too. That it would be Liv walking out of SummerSlam and with Dom screwing Rhea over. That being said, do I predict this correctly? I probably did. Let's see.
A little let down with the championship reign, but Bayley on the women's undisputed championship. Let's be real, it's Nia's time. And you know what?
Yep.
I see it being Nia Jax, and then after her, it'll be Tiffany Stratton, or maybe
I will say this: it would be nice if they decided to, instead of having it be Nia then into Tiffany, whenever Nia loses that title, then Tiffany cashes. So say for example, if Becky Lynch returns over to SmackDown, all of a sudden she takes the title off of Nia. Seems like it actually is a decent storyline idea, I suppose. On top of that, I don't know if they've ever gotten Becky her win back off of Nia. Have her get the title off of Nia, then Tiffany goes ahead. Ooh, I'm cooking actually. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me stop because I'm cooking when I should be waiting for tomorrow's video. Which, by the way, again, peep your boy, subscribe, because I got an idea and a half. Ooh, I'm recording that right after this one. Actually, let me hurry up and let me get the rest of this done.
Did the WrestleMania cash say Charlotte Flair comes back?
Charlotte's fair.
Regardless, I'm gonna say it's Nia Jax.
Charlotte's Flair.
But perhaps
Flair, fair.
To Nia versus Charlotte versus Bayley. Tiffany cashes in and takes the title for herself. Yes, it's a little bit of fantasy booking.
It was a decent idea, but I had something better.
TLDR. Logan Paul
LA Knight
is losing that title to LA Knight.
Yep. Yeah.
That being said, I'm kind of sad that we didn't get the chance to see Logan Paul versus John Cena for the US title.
Kind of a little sad about that as well, but at the same time, of the stuff that has came out with this man since this video is kind of, it's whatever. It's whatever. Not to mention the whole lawsuit stuff that dude has had, and I don't mean in kayfabe with LA Knight, I mean with the whole CoffeeZilla and all that other sort of stuff that I won't go into. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not as sad about it anymore. That being said, this was overall one of the most disappointing reigns. And I saw Undertaker was trying to gas Logan Paul up, and Logan Paul said that when you think of this title, you'll think of him. I wish that was the case, but this man had one of the underwhelming champions, arguably the pointed to, because I was so hyped when he won that title almost a year ago. I thought that he was going to pop up at places left, right, and center with the title, which he did at first. And I thought we were going to see more Logan Paul defending the title, having enjoyable matches, which we didn't get that much of. In fact, I argue his part-timer schedule got borderline worse than Roman's was back during Roman's reign. But God, they absolutely, this man dropped the ball, and I am no longer desiring to see Logan Paul as a champion, period, ever again. Hopefully LA Knight's reign will be better.
I would say with Roman Reigns and his championship run,
I'm about to say,
already.
Oh yeah.
Hey, no point in me extending this championship reign, but so much
Even
further.
more so now.
It's gonna be LA Knight.
Yeah.
Summerslam. Yeah.
Yeah.
While Braun Breaker lost to Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank, I still see Braun Breaker being the one to
I got this right.
title, but Sami Zayn
Got him.
Maybe it'll be a
That's another point.
match involving Ilya Dragunov.
That was wrong.
Maybe it'll be a 5-way. Maybe it'll be even a 6-way.
It felt like we were potentially going in that direction up until Ilya got written out when they had, I think it was a number one contenders match, which in the end, Ilya got written out, getting injured, and in turn, Braun went ahead and feuded with Sami one-on-one, and he did, in fact, get that title right off of him. So I was right on that point.
But sooner or later, I see it being a Braun Breaker.
And it was.
Off of Sami Zayn. Thought it would be Drew, wasn't Drew. Thought it would be Seth, and said, I'm going to boldly. And you might say this is not bold, but let's be honest with ourselves here. There is all the potential, especially how they've been presenting.
I'm about to say this wrong.
There's no guarantee that it will be the reigning general that takes that title off of Damian
It
Priest.
was.
So you know what? It feels like the safe option. I can't think of anyone else at the moment, so I'm gonna still just go ahead and say Gunther.
Okay, good. Okay, I was a little worried that I was going to get that wrong. Lo and behold, your boy was in fact right. Let's go. Let's move on to the last one.
Time does not happen.
And it did.
Cody Rhodes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm feeling more and more likely that it will be The Rock that title.
A little worried with that, but
yeah. I really don't want it.
I have an idea
Cody losing the
for this, if I'll say that.
Back next year. So some of these championship reigns have been going pretty well.
Yeah, quite frankly, that was some of your boys' predictions as to who would be the next champions in WWE, and lo and behold, I got a majority right so far. And even those that haven't changed hands, I still kind of gotten a few of them relatively right with who is probably going to go ahead and take those titles off of them. I might do another video next week similar to this one, except for me jumping back further, because this was right after Money in the Bank. I want to see how many of these I got right in terms of, like, say, because I've done a number of these videos, and I will continue to try and do these usually the week following a pay-per-view. So sometime late this week or next week, I'm probably going to go ahead and do one more of these. That being, damn, 8 months, out for 8 months, only 3 months ago. Seth really is ago. Good lord. But let me see here. This right here, following WrestleMania, and good lord, I am really interested to see. Really interested to see how many of these I got correct. But alas, if you want to go ahead and peep that, once again, like, comment, subscribe, join your boy here over on Twitch as well. And yeah, see ya.